Nintendo created a fake patent, and they tried to get away with it. And the patent office caught on to it. Then in Japan, the judge dropped a hammer on them, on Nintendo. Okay, because one, they never had a case. Their case is just based on jealousy and envy and hate of Pal World. And then they tried to pass a rule. They tried to change the rules while the case was happening in court. And now the judge is going at Nintendo now. So Nintendo never really had a case, man. Look, I could use Final Fantasy 12 to destroy Nintendo's case because they never had one. Because in Final Fantasy 12, it's an open world RPG, and on the PS2, and I think it's on the PS4 and Xbox One. It should have been on PlayStation 3, by the way. Final Fantasy 12, just saying, and Xbox 360 should have been on there, and the Wii U, it should have been on there. But anyway, Final Fantasy 12 is an open world RPG where you mount animals, but you also call out summons to do battle, and you have to revive them. So Nintendo never really had a case. The law that they tried to pass, it was affecting television, it was affecting the movie industry, and it was affecting animation studios, and it was affecting game developers. That's what they try to get away with. They think they're the only one that came out with a game where you use animals for summoning and mounting and transportation. But there's plenty of games that do that. What I see on YouTube too is like there are a lot of Nintendo YouTubers who call themselves gamers, and what they'll do, they'll try to avoid the Pal World the Pocket Pair lawsuit, and then try to go at Xbox and then try to bring Xbox down with their videos. They'll try to look for some type of fake complaint and then try to tear Xbox down while they're sitting there protecting Nintendo. A lot of these YouTubers that you see talk about Nintendo, some of them got stocks in the company, so they don't want to say nothing bad about Nintendo because they might lose their investment. So in reality, they are investors, but putting on the facade like they only talk about video games while they're protecting their investment from Nintendo. So they try to keep Nintendo in a positive light. Okay, they know who they are, and don't make me start calling names out. But anyway, these guys try to protect Nintendo, but they'll spend their entire gaming their YouTube gaming life attacking Xbox, talking about Xbox is dead. That statement is so fake. And I'm about to make a video for that statement. I'm going to address a YouTuber that keeps talking. But anyway, these guys they try to protect Nintendo. You know, they like they owe allegiance to Nintendo or something. Like they try to protect Nintendo's image or reputation. Every time they sit in front of the camera, it's all a facade. It's all fake. The Pal World lawsuit, though, Pocket Pair need to really sue Nintendo now with these events that just took place, and with the patent office in the United States calling out Nintendo, and then you got the courts in Japan now rejecting Nintendo now. Pocket Pair need to turn around now and sue and file a lawsuit against Nintendo. They need to. They need to, because that lawsuit that Nintendo tried to pass was unnecessary. What people don't understand is that the game industry, I talked about this months ago, the game industry feed off each other. So it's not that they're taking, it's not like the studios that use other studios' ideas. It's not like they're stealing it, so to speak. They like the idea, but they took it and they expanded on it. For instance, let's say Capcom. When Capcom made Street Fighter 2, and they came out with that Dragon Punch, Ken and Ryu's Dragon Punch. How many fighting games do you see came out after that with their own Dragon Punch? Let's use SNK for a minute. You got You got World Heroes with Fuma and what's his name, Hanzo, Fuma and Hanzo. You have Samurai Showdown with Hamaru and Jinjuru. Of course, there's Wamfu with the uppercut with the boulder. Who else? There's Art of Fighting with Rio and Robert. And who else? Who else can I think of? There's King of Fighters. There's Killer Instinct from Rare with Jago. He has his own uppercut. You didn't see Capcom going after studios like that. It didn't bother them because they were just there. Capcom is all about making games, but Nintendo, on the other hand, now they try to take a patent. They try to take an idea that already exists and try to make it as their own. And these Nintendo YouTubers, they don't want to talk bad about Nintendo because they try to protect their stock investment that they got in the company. They're really an investor. But anyway, Nintendo tried to take a patent that was already out, an idea that was already out, and developer and studios were already using it, and they were trying to claim it as their own, like they were the ones that came up with it, and they didn't. So the judge now in Japan now, they saw this, and when Nintendo tried to change the rules, the judge now is coming down on them, and now the patent office in the United States now is coming at them because the patent that Nintendo tried to pass was affecting a lot of things. People think it was just video games. It was affecting movies, TV shows, animated cartoons, animated 3D animation, everything. So the tables have turned because what Nintendo tried to do is illegal. So like I said, the game industry, they feed off each other. They take an idea and they expand on it. You know, Nintendo is selfish. They came up with an idea for Tears of the Kingdom, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and then they try to patent it. They didn't let the industry, okay, you know what? Since we came up with this, you know, you guys can expand on it if you want to. They didn't even do that. No, they try to keep it to themselves. And that is selfish. The game industry don't work like that. So now, with the patent office in the U.S. and the Japanese court in Japan and the courts in Japan now, they're hitting Nintendo from both ends. So they really don't have a case in court. They really don't have a case in court. They were just hoping that nobody would catch on to it. And then if nobody didn't catch on to it, now they can start going at other studios. You know, you notice they didn't win at like Namco, Bandai, or Square Enix. Square Enix can take them to court if they want to, right now. Square Enix can take Nintendo to court if they want to. You know, Bandai Namco can do that. Can take them to court right now if they want to. Who else? Even Rockstar. You know, I made a comment earlier when I said when the patent that Nintendo tried to pass, it's like them telling Rockstar, oh well, in your next Red Dead Redemption, you can't ride that horse anymore. What? So now Rockstar now can take Nintendo to court over the patent, over the discoveries that's being finding in this case now. So Nintendo never really had a case, man. They never did. They thought their Crimea River fan base, you know, Nintendo listened to their Crimea River fan base, and they thought they had a case against Pocket Pair, but now the tables have turned. So now Pocket Pair should file a lawsuit against Nintendo. It's called a countersuit, and then take it from there because they really don't have a case in court. You're trying to take an idea that already exists, and since the game industry already feeds off each other, and you're trying to claim that idea as your own when they never created it in the first place. So yeah, the lawsuit, man, it's all fluff, man. But you got some YouTubers right now. They try to avoid talking about the Pal World lawsuit. You know who they are, and they'll try to attack Xbox. They will so-called talk about Sony, but they'll try to hate on Xbox. These guys are fake gamers, man. They're doing YouTube a disservice. But other than that, man, you know, Pocket Pair really needs to file a countersuit against Nintendo, you know, and then take it from there, you know, because they never really had a case in the first place. Anyway, that's just my thoughts on this. Let me know your thoughts and opinion on this. Hope you enjoyed the videos. Hope you liked it. If you dislike it, fine. If you give it a thumbs up, thumbs down, okay, fine. Comment, share your opinions. Yeah, about this lawsuit, man. They really don't have a case, man. Because I mean, their old lawsuit, the Nintendo Power World lawsuit, is based on jealousy and envy of Pocket Pair. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye for now.